सर मीटिंग स्टार्ट करना दी. Hello.
Please wait for some time. Please wait for some time.
Your microphone is
I
on.
request all of you kindly wait for another 2-3 minutes. Let other learners join. Then we will start our program. And before that, I request all of you kindly put your mic in the mute mode. समस्तंको मोर अनुरोध माइक टाको म्यूट कर दियन
Now join this meeting.
so that आमे सुनी परिबा what sir is going to tell. Otherwise बहुत voice of किसी सुनिया बन.
Join this call. Use quote show everyone quote to a bit of the vibe.
सर एटा को मीटिंग है रो. Hello.
Your microphone is on.
Just wait. Whatever the meeting we are going to organize, we will already send a mail to you. Have a patience.
चालेल सेट आउट छान हाँ हाँ है जी
Control D. Your microphone is on.
Namaskar. Welcome all of you for today's seminar. We are organizing a webinar because now Government of India is organizing and celebrating the Swachha Bharat Campaign 3. On behalf of that, Regional Center Bhubaneswar and Indira Gandhi National Open University on Toto, we are also organizing different kind of program.
Someone wants.
So eve of that, we are organizing a webinar pollution-free environment for Swachha
And
Bharat.
Singh can now join this meeting.
So it's not a kind of
We're not even
organizing
now join this
webinar.
meeting.
So every
To me, Brandon,
Indian,
Sheila Anthony, and 12
we have
more
to
raised
feel
hands.
and we have to think. We have to clean our environment. Wherever you are staying, if being an Indian, being a human being, being a young personality, if you are the future of our country, so if you change your mind and you can go and teach your friends, your elders, then only this country can clean. Otherwise, it is not possible. If one person want to change the scenery of the country, it never will possible. So, thought on all these things. Today, we are organizing a nice topic, and our today's speaker is Professor Saras Kumar Sahu. He is a professor of environmental science. He is a scientist basically. He is doing work on climate change. He is expert on that. So he's a very good academician. I welcome you, sir, on behalf of regional.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
On behalf of our senior general director, Dr. S.K. Tripathi, on behalf of IGNO family, it's warm welcome to you, sir. So I do feel definitely sir will enjoy with our learners, because in our system, our learners are not the same peer group. So definitely sir will enjoy with our learners, our coordinators, our friends. So once again, I welcome you, sir.
Thank you,
So,
thank you, thank you, sir.
I welcome my senior general director, Dr. S.K. Tripathi.
Someone wants to join this call.
This program is organizing the behind the screens. SAR's brain is there. Our sir is always enlightening us to do different kind of activities. No doubt, being an academician, the academic program or our regular program always is going on. Besides that, he always told us different kind of new kind of things. So because of that reason only, we organize this today's program. So with these words, once again, I welcome you, our senior regional Dr. S.K. Tripathi. So now it is the time to listen our Kulgit. So now I request our officials to play the Kulgit.
Radha Sarandi can now join this meeting. Aditya Ranjan can now join this meeting. Sabita Mal can now join this meeting.
It's not audible.
Yes, sir.
The presentation by Classroom QRC Humanisware was added to the main screen. The presentation by Classroom. Someone wants to join this call. Opaya can now join this meeting. User Study World can now join this meeting. Dini Mishra can now join this meeting. Teresa Sharita Ratney and Nancy Prophet can now.
मोबाइल को म्यूट कर दो इमीडिएट कौन शब्द के आशय अपन से जो है
Someone wants to join this call. Use
गाना बज रहा।
अरे बाकी लोग अपना म्यूट कर दो ना।
गाना बजा।
your microphone is on.
Thank you very much. So after listening our Colgate, so it's now turn to listen our Senior Director, Dr. S. K. Tripathi. Now I requesting my sir to give his welcome address, sir. Over to sir.
Thank you, Dr. Panigrahi. Let me first of all welcome all the participants present today in this webinar, which is specially convened on the eve of Special Campaign 3.0, being organized by Government of India. All of you know that entire country is now, participating in the Swachha Bharat campaign 3.0. And higher educational institutions are specifically instructed by Ministry of Education to take special measures for cleaning not only the premises, but cleaning the some important localities of the society. So that is precisely the reason why throughout the country educational institutions are participating in the Swachh Bharat campaign. So I would request all the participants to mute your microphone. Mona Lisa Bhuya, please mute your microphone. So all the participants are once again requested to keep the microphone in off position so that everybody can listen to me clearly. So friends, we all are part of this special campaign, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. It is a flagship program of Government of India, and not only educational institutions, but also the non-governmental organizations, many charitable organizations, state governments. In society, everybody is now contributing their bit for cleaning the environment, because the environment is very important for all of us. We should keep the environment clean, and if you live a cleaner environment, you will definitely have a clean mind and learn many things. Therefore, in educational institutions specifically, plantation programs are going on, cleaning programs are going on, uh, both the outside as well as inside. If you think about inside the premises, you'll find that in many offices, old records have been cleaned, old electronic items have been disposed of, and in that measure, all the obsolete items are now being phased out. And we are also in that particular campaign. And recently, we have taken lots of measures in cleaning the obsolete materials, not only from the regional centers, but also from the study centers located across the state. I'm very happy that academics of the regional center are, have picked up a topic which is very relevant, and they have invited one of our eminent speaker, Dr. S.K. Sahu, from Utkal University to present on this topic, that is pollution-free environment for a towards Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. So it is a very relevant topic, and as a part of this learning system, we must be fully aware of our environment, the different components of our environment, and what are the measures that possibly we can take to keep our environment safe. isn't it? Because pollution is rampant, throughout the world. And if, as a concerned citizen, if we are not able to check the pollution, it will be disastrous for not only, for us, but also for the future generation. Therefore, this topic will give us a lot of insights. And Dr. Sahu, I suppose, will definitely throw light on all these important aspects, which will benefit all of us in making a very healthy environment, uh, uh, you know, uh, around us. As far as Bhubaneswar Regional Center is concerned, we have been organizing many webinars around the year on various occasions. And we used to invite our counselors, we used to invite our learners so that they can learn from the expertise of our experts. And today also I see quite a good number of learners have joined. Nearly 144 learners I see in the board. They are participating, and definitely they will also be benefiting immensely from the talk which is going to be given by Dr. S.K. Sahu. Regional Center Bhubaneswar is one of the oldest regional centers in the country, and this regional center has created a niche by itself by becoming, I think, the only regional center which has been awarded gold medal 4 times. These gold medals are awarded for support services because all the staff members working at the regional center and also at different study centers, they are providing excellent service to the learners, providing excellent support service to the learners, by way of or in line with the mission and vision which is envisaged by the university. You see, we are catering to the needs of nearly 35,000 learners. I'm talking of only Bhubaneswar Regional Center. If we think about the entire state, nearly more than 50,000 learners are benefiting every year. I think it is a very unique feat. I'm sorry, but it's a unique feat on the part of the university to have enrolled such a large number of learners, in any academic cycle. So it is possible because of the kind of interest our people are showing towards IGNOU programs, and our learners are showing towards IGNOU programs. Even you will find there are learners who have enrolled in 2 3 programs concurrently. So it is something which is very unique in this particular university, and you will find the learners of various age groups. You will not only find the learners of a particular age group, you will find the learners of various age groups who are benefiting from programs offered by this university. And for the learners, we have set up study centers in various interior pockets also, so that the learners will not have to travel long distances, and they will able to get the support services staying at their doorstep, isn't it? So that way we are always working, and we orient the study center staff periodically, we orient the academic counselors periodically, so that they will render good service to the learners. And here at the regional center also, whatever possible measures that can be taken, they are taken for the benefit of the learners. And the queries, the questions, the problems of the students are addressed instantly. And we have been receiving mails, hundreds of mails are coming every day, and all those mails are responded by our academic staff. We're also receiving queries, by post, by igrams, and uh, through various platforms, and all those queries are addressed, and majority of the learners are satisfied the way the regional center and the study centers are functioning. So this is a very satisfying state of affairs for us, and we also want to see that the quality of teaching learning is maintained at all the study centers. Therefore, the study centers are monitored properly by our academic staff, and we take note of what is happening at the study centers, isn't it? Constantly they are being monitored, and our officers are in constant touch with all those study centers. They have been divided, various districts, because we are catering to the needs of nearly 15 districts, mostly coastal districts of Odisha. So these districts are divided among our officers, and they are monitoring the activities of the study centers. So this is useful not only for maintaining the quality of education at the study centers, but also for creating interest among the prospective learners in the locality. And that is precisely the reason why the strength of the student strength is increasing day by day. So, and friends, you'll be very happy to know that university has launched nearly 300 academic programs. I think more than 300 academic programs, and all the academic programs are offered in the state of Odisha, and particularly in Bhubaneswar Regional Center. And it has become possible because of the support given by the experts, local experts, the regional center staff and the study center staff, and also the other stakeholders who are directly or indirectly involved in this teaching learning affairs. So friends, very happy that you are a part of this mega system, and you have shown interest in academic activities of IGNOU, and it is a kind of benefiting mutually. You see, you are not only you are benefiting, we are also benefiting from your experiences, your participation, and all that. So it is a two-way affair always, and we are for you. So anytime you require our support, please feel free to talk to us. Please feel free to write to us, and your problems will be redressed suitably. So I should not speak much because our speaker is waiting, Dr. S.K. Sahu. Dr. Sahu, I am very much thankful to you for having accepted our request and for selecting a topic which has got tremendous relevance in the present day society. So you are welcome to this Google Meet platform, and please, give your presentation and give your insight to the students so that they will learn from your talk, etc. So
Yeah,
thank you very much.
thank you. Thank you, Dr. Tripathi, to highlighting all the achievements and different working mechanism of IGNOU and regional achievement of regional center. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you, Tripathi sir. So before you start our, presentation or listening our today's speaker, Professor Sarosh Kumar sir. So I request my colleague, Deputy Director Dr. Bimal Nanda, to kindly introduce today's resource person.
Thank you, Dr. Panigrahi, for giving me this privilege to introduce our today's resource person and speaker, eminent scientist Dr. Saroj Kumar Sahu. Dr. Sahu did his MSc and MPhil in oceanography with specialization in remote sensing from the Varampu University in Odisha, and then he went on to acquire his PhD from University of Pune in the field of atmospheric and space sciences. Dr. Sahu has been an assistant professor with Utkal University. He has held many international positions as well. He has worked as visiting researcher at the National Institute for Environmental Studies, Japan, during the period 2017 to 2019. He has also worked as a postdoctoral researcher in the same institute during the period 2014 to 2016. Then he also worked as a postdoctoral researcher at Forschungszentrum Jülich, Germany. He worked as a researcher at the Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology in India during the period 2004 to 2011. He has published many articles in national and international journals, having high level of impact factor. It is really a matter of pride that he has published 48 international research papers and scientific reports and books. He has presented 61 papers in national and international seminars and proceedings, and he has also been actively engaged as principal investigator and co-principal investigator in many national and international projects like the SAFAR program of the Ministry of Environment and Sciences, the Indo-Norway Joint Project, WISARC, the NCAP, the UGC startup projects. It's a great privilege for me to announce that he has participated in the 28th Indian expedition to Antarctica during 2008 to 2009. So it's a matter of pride for not only for Odisha, also for India. So he has also guided many PhD students who have already submitted their projects, and some submitted their PhD paper, research work, and some of them are also continuing in their PhD program. So it's a great privilege to introduce a versatile personality, an eminent scientist, an eminent field worker.
Goldie, your microphone is on.
Thank you. Thank you.
An eminent
Thank you,
field
sir.
worker like Dr. Sahu. So thank you, Dr. Sahu, for having having accepted our invitation and having agreed to deliberate on the issue. And I am very confident that our participants will immensely gain from the rich contribution that you have acquired during your research, acquired during your extension activities. So I welcome you once again on behalf of the Regional Center, on behalf of the participants, and I request you to give the deliberation, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for brief introduction. Really, I feel privileged to have a opportunity to speak to many students regarding a burning issue, which is very important as for Indian context. So let me start. Uh,
Yes, sir.
whether
Go ahead, sir.
my slides are visible to everyone, and am I audible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir, it is audible, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And
It is audible,
slides
sir.
are slide.
Audible, sir.
Okay. Okay. So, so with, so let me introduce myself. I am Saroj Kumar Sao. Basically, I work on air pollutions over the various Indian cities, as well as developing greenhouse gas emission inventory, which is very important for climate change and for atmospheric models. So my expertise in last 2 decades is basically on air pollution and greenhouse gases, which is very vital, sir, right now. And basically, in my today's talk, I'm going to discuss what are the air pollution issues that has been prevailing in Indian cities, what are the problems are there, and how to tackle this kind of problems to bring out the good quality of air in the atmosphere. As you know that Indian cities are known for poor air qualities, and nowadays every kind of disease is being linked to air pollution. So, and air is a basic need for is a human, because a healthy person needs at least 20 liter or 20 kg of fresh air. So this is very essential. So you can imagine if that air is not good, and what will the consequence?
Sir, I think there is some
It's
problem
not,
with your
I'm not
audio.
audible to. Hello. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Breaking sound coming from your side.
Hello.
Go ahead, sir.
Yes, sir. You
Hello,
are
sir.
audible.
Okay. So
Sir, actually, your voice is breaking in between.
hello.
Sir, now it is audible, sir.
Audible. Okay. Okay, so it's a air pollution is a burning issue in the Indian city, and Indian city are known for poor air quality, and there is various problem in different cities which need to be tackled in order to improve the air quality, which is I'm going to discuss, and how this kind of air pollution is linked with different kind of health study also that I'm going to discuss. Since Swachha Bharat Abhiyan is a kind of initiative from the government of India to clean your surrounding, clean your water bodies. So air also need to be clean. Air need to be clean because we need 20 kg of air every day by a healthy human being. So if that air is not good, then you can imagine the consequences. So can you see my next slide? Can you see my next slide?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this is a kind of spatial distribution of air quality index across the world, and you can see India and the western eastern part of the China. These are the two regions which is confined with a very substandard air quality, and there is because of various kind of sources. And basically, this is a more kind of fossil fuel combustion based sources. So that's the reason these are the air quality over this particular two region is very poor across the most of time of the year. So especially in the winter, the air quality are very bad, and this is a very common phenomena. And recently, if you look into the any kind of news channel, and you will see that most of city are having very poor air quality, especially in the winter, because winter the sources are very strong and the meteorological condition favor it. So that lead to different kind of situation which need to be taken care. Okay, so in national in global scale, 37 out of 100 most polluting cities are belong to India. That is a major concern. Is a major concern standards. So mean every human being is inhaling some kind of polluted air. So our concern is to improve the air. And when you talk about the air pollution, it's a global concern because air pollution do not follow any kind of boundaries. Because the pollutant that is being generated at one part of the world can be traveled to the other part of the world. So through the meteorology or through the wind systems. So that is the reason the developed countries are more concerned about the emissions or the pollution level in India and China, because the energy consumption in these two countries is very high and increasing rapidly. So that is the reason when some kind of energy consumption is there, then it is likely to produce more pollutions. So this is the biggest things that I'm going to discuss, that near about 7 million death is happening because of air pollution, and this kind of death is happening more over Asian countries, especially the Bangladesh, India, and Nepal, Pakistan. These are the Asian countries which are receiving more kind of death related to air pollutions. So sometimes we call this invisible killer, because we sometimes some pollutant are not visible, but their impact can be seen in terms. So it is seen that near about 29% of death because of lung cancer is happening because of air pollution. Similarly, in case of stroke, it's 24%, and the heart disease is 25%, and lung disease is 43%. So these are the main. Nowadays, every disease is linked with the air pollution. So recently, our government of India has identified 133 non-attainment city. Non-attainment is nothing. It's a kind of the air pollution has increased significantly over last 2 decades, and there is various city which are more confined over the Maharashtra, especially over Uttar Pradesh, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh. You can see number of non-attainment city are higher over these states. This indicates that the air quality is of very substandard, which is violating the national ambient air quality standards, and which need to be addressed through controlling the sources at the ground. So that's the reason government and the entire program has been initiated in 2019 to improve the air quality and reduce the air pollution by 30 to 40% by 2024 or 2025. So this is the kind of very big initiative from the government of India, because we need a clean air. So emission inventory is one of the best tool for air quality management and climate modeling or air quality modeling, because this is the kind of tool which is a comprehensive list of source of air pollutants that has been happening because of any kind of anthropogenic or natural process that is happening over a particular place during a particular time. So if you know the sources magnitude and its locations, and what are the type of sources mean dominating at a region, then you can control the sources. So emission inventory is one of the most fundamental tool for air quality management to control the air quality. So and this is a very vital piece of information for national clean air programs. So as you know that there are sources of air pollution are numerous, and this you can see the transport is one of the traditionally dominating sources. And because in India near about 35 crores vehicles is flying on the roads, and the aging vehicles are the one of the major factors that lead to, because the aging the vehicles which are more than 10 years or 15 years vehicles, they consume more diesels or petrols, and that lead to more pollution into the atmosphere. Similar, the residential and the slum. Slum is one of the important, because every city has around 20 to 30% people are residing in the slum who do not have access to the cleaner cooking fuels. So that is again is a big problem. As you know that in Mumbai, near about 60 lakhs people are living in the slums around. So this is kind of numbers living in the slums. So crop residue again is a big problem, especially in the winter time in the Indo-Gangetic plain and Punjab, Haryana. There are many news recent time that how this crop residue burning, because generally the farmer get rid of this residue issue by burning the crops on the ground. So this is again a very genuine problem. Brick kilns, wind blown road dust. Road dust again, because you know that road is another Indian roads are of substandards where the silt, mean dust particle load on the road is very high. When any kind of fuel or heavy fuel fly on that road, then it will resuspend the dust, and that is again the source of particulate matters, which when we inhale that kind of dust, that lead to different kind of diseases. So street vendors, it's a very common practice, because we believe in that and our lifestyle for to an inclination towards the tandoori activity is very high recent times. So municipality solid waste and construction, because construction activity is very rampant, because India is a very developed country, going to be a developed country in next 20 to 30 years. So many construction activities going on at various part of the country. So that lead also is, I mean, generation of very small dust. Industrial activity again, it's a traditionally very dominating sources: cow dung, waste to energy plant, incense sticks, our lifestyle, and thermal power plant, diesel generator again is in generally basically used in the agriculture sectors, aviation, crematoriums. So these are the different sectors that is very regional specific, and our lifestyles lead to this kind of problems in India and lead to air pollution issue. Once you have a database of what are the sources, what is the magnitude of different kind of pollutants, then we can go for different kind of applications in terms of climate impact. What is the impact of Indian air pollution on the melting of ice in the Antarctica or Arctic region or any other part of the world? Even what is the impact of this kind of dust pollutants on the melting of Himalayan ice also can be studied. Or also we can go for the different health study like COVID that I'm going to discuss in my slides. Also we can go for the health impact assessment, and different kind of mitigation strategy can be done using this kind of database. So this is very important database, not only used for the policymaker, this is also used for the scientific purpose. So I'm going to discuss about the Delhi air pollution, which is the world's most polluted capital, we say, because Delhi is always experiencing the high pollution load, especially in the winter time. The dust load is go up to near about 100, 1,000 milligrams of microgram per meter cube, which is very high for the Indian or WHO standards. So we have worked intensely on Delhi air pollution since last 10 years. So what are the sources that prevailing lead to this kind of problem, and how to control this kind of air pollution issue? So this is the kind of linkage of one study I'm just telling. If you are living in a Delhi, then your life expectancy is likely to be reduced by 11 years. So you can see, if the person living in a Delhi, means your life is expectancy by reduced by 10 years, 10 to 11 years. So if you compare with our WHO standard, then it would go about 12 to 13 years. And if you compare, consider and compare with the national standard, then it will be 8 to 9 years per lifespan. So you can imagine, if you are exposed to the pollutants, then your life is going to reduce with time. So we to understand the sources, we did a very field campaign, because there are different kind of sources, and we have to understand the sources. What are the different kind of practices that has been carried out in Delhi because of changing lifestyle or our habits? So we made a very intense field campaign for 3 months by participating 150 participants and we target near 17 sectors by putting near about 40,000 hours effort to collect the activity data, like what are different kind of vehicles flying on different roads, what is the composition of different vehicles, what are the eating habits of the Delhi people, how the different, what are the kind of fuel being used in different industries, and how the brick kilns are of different fuel being used in the other kind of industry. Everything has to be understood, whether the roads are good condition. So everything has to be understood in order to identify the actual source responsible for air quality. So this is a kind of trend of vehicular growth in last 2 decades, and you can see right now Delhi is having a near about 1.3 million, not on, I think 13 million vehicles on the road. 13 million, maybe 1 crore 30 lakhs vehicle on the road, and you can see some of the in the road like various road by ITR road or some kind of Dhola Patle road. There are many roads where you can vehicles numbers are go above 2 lakhs. You can imagine 2 lakhs vehicle on a particular roads lead to how much pollutions. And when you go into the number and composition of vehicles, and we found that the vehicle which are flying on Delhi roads are coming from the adjoint states. Like the vehicle is coming from the Haryana, the vehicles are coming from the Uttar Pradesh, vehicle are coming from the your Madhya Pradesh. So these are the states. The vehicles are coming from other states. They are coming for some purpose and they're polluting the Delhi air, then returning back. So we found that 30 to 40% of personal car and the commercial car are coming from the other states, and they are polluting Delhi air quality. So so as you know that transport sector is one of the dominating sectors in especially in India, which produce a lot of air pollutions across the country, where the vehicular type and the age of vehicles and kind of fuel being used and the technology being used in different vehicles are important. So when you want to calculate the amount of pollution that is generating from the transport sector, these are the various factors you have to taken into account very carefully. Similarly, I'm giving some kind of example like Ola vehicles that being used in the Delhi, that it run near about 600 to 500 kilometers per day. So you can imagine the same vehicle when it is used in the Bhubaneswar, that is going around 250 kilometers, 300 kilometers. So once the vehicle is used intensely in the one particular day, then that is going to produce more. There are many bricklines adjacent to Delhi, and we found that the chappal or rubbers are being used as a fuel, and sometimes the crop residue are being used as a fuel, and that lead to high air pollution episodes. So you can, this is the real pictures that we have collected on the ground. Similarly, this is a kind of biofuel being used near Delhi and surrounding regions. You can see how the cow dungs cake are being stored for which can be used over the years to heating purpose, heating water in the winter times or cooking activities. So these are the very localized activity. We are not aware of those things, but when you visit in the field, you will get to know the actual scenario prevailing in Delhi and surrounding regions. So we develop an inventory which is accounting near 17 sectors that of different sectors, and the resolution of the inventory is 0.4 into 0.4 degrees. That is 400 meter into 400 meter. Every 400 to 400 meter box, what are the sources are dominating that we have to calculate. So this is the kind of final map when you have taken into account various sectors, and the windblown road dust is one of the major source of air pollution, followed by your transport and the industry, then waste to energy, then municipality solid waste. So these are the sectors, because the road condition, we never imagined that the road condition could lead to huge air pollution episode in Delhi. So these were the findings which is already being published in the very reputed journal, and what are the special hotspot region across the Delhi which can be mitigated. So if you know the sources of different kind, then you can control, improve the air quality. Similarly, for the transport and windblown dust industry, this is a special map. So how the amount of air pollution is generating from the different sectors. And um, so when we had a similar kind of study in 2010, and we compare with the 2020. So in what are the changes in the last 1 decade? And we found that transport is one of the major source which has increased by 39% over last 1 decade. Similarly, road conditions has improved over the last 1 decade, and the road related dust has reduced by 23%. That is a good thing, but industrial pollution has increased by 36%, and the residential sector, especially the slum cooking activity or kind of street vendors activity, that part has reduced by 31%. That is because the LPG penetration in different slums and the residential is increasing by significantly over the last 1 decade. Because when we had a similar kind of study in 2010, just the LPG connection in the slum was just 31%. But in 2020, the LPG connection in slum even is 95%. That indicates that there is a there are good initiative from the governments which lead to reduce the and control the air pollution issue in the Delhi. So if you are aware of all the hotspot region and what are the sectors contributing, so we can go for the mitigation strategy. Like we have proposed some kind of hotspot regions across the Delhi. We nearly identified near about 100 hotspot, and what are the sectors that has been dominating based on their magnitudes. So like Okla is another industrial regions where we can say that if you waste to energy plant, mean that if you burn the waste in the to generate energy, that plant has to shut down to reduce the air pollution in that particular regions if you want to improve the air quality in that particular, followed by some kind of industrial activity. So if you this dots indicates that what are the source dominating particular regions. If you control particular sectors, then it will have to help to improve the air quality. So let me, because similar kind of studies also we did for the Bhubaneswar, which is smart city of Odisha, is one of the first, first smart city in India, and that is also experiencing deteriorating air quality over the last one decade. And in this study also we consider various kind of sources like transport, road dust, industries, and residential sectors to identify what are the contribution of different sectors to Bhubaneswar air quality, because we have been living in the Bhubaneswar and the air quality need to be improved, and this is one of the non-attainment city as per the Government of India notifications. So these are the various kind of activity data we collected across different sectors, like 900 street vendors being inquired regarding what kind of fuel being used and what are the different mechanism like business hours, and like 500 slum locations and 800 household activity are being surveyed to collect the information about the what kind of well-being or what are the practices that are being carried out in their day-to-day life. Okay, so these are the sectors that are being considered, and we did some kind of a road survey, and we found there are various roads like Nakra Road Square or some CRP and some of the roads which experience near more than 50 to 60,000 vehicles per day. This is quite high as if you, because Bhubaneswar we have comparatively 13 to 14 lakhs vehicles on the roads, and 70,000 vehicle or 50,000 vehicles on a particular road is kind of huge in a city, small city like Bhubaneswar. So this is the kind of specially how and what kind of vehicles flying on a different road that we did a very comprehensive survey. So this is a kind of a special map when we consider all kind of sources, and we found that 50% of hotspot, 50% of PM10 coming from the 14% of Bhubaneswar area. Means 14% of Bhubaneswar area contributing near about 50% of air pollution load. So this is very interesting. You can, and these all red spots are the high emitting air pollution zones, where you can see the central part of Bhubaneswar, where we can see the particulate matter of big size PM10, that is 100 to 157 tons of particulate matter being generated every year. So these are the load of air pollutants from a big size. Okay, so there are many other regions like Chandaka forest and Dayanidar, various area, the adjacent part of the cities, where we see very limited dust load of 10 to 30 tons per grid per year. which is comparatively better as compared to central Bhubaneswar. And in terms of the relative contribution of different sectors, you see the wind blown dust, unlike followed by your transport sector, then the construction activity. This is again your third largest, then followed by the diesel generator. So this is the relative contribution of different sectors. If you want to improve the air pollution, then the road condition in Bhubaneswar has to be improved so that air pollution can be improved. So this is the how the contributions. Similarly, for other pollutants, we have estimated, and this is the work which is already being published recently in 2023. So if you want to improve the air quality, this strategy can be adopted. So these are the hotspot across the Bhubaneswar, like Rasulgarh and Unit 9, Kharabalna. These are the hotspot. And in terms of magnitude, what are the sectors are dominating, you can see. This is a very comprehensive map for the policymaker so that they can go for any kind of mitigation strategies. So this is the again some kind of statistical information in terms of contribution from a different area. And similar kind of studies we have been doing for the many other mega cities like Bangalore, Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, and Bhubaneswar. So this is a kind of special map. And from this map, you can say, identify the hotspot region across the city, and accordingly, you have to take the mitigation strategy. So this map indicates the relative contribution of different sectors across 6 cities, and you can see the problem in one city is not matched with the other city. So every city has their own problem. Like the Delhi, the wind-blown dust is the major source. Unlike in Mumbai, the relative contribution of same wind-blown dust is just 19% because this is adjoined to the coastal area. Similarly, in case of Kolkata, it is just 16%, and Chennai is 28%. So the same sector is may not be dominating in other cities. So that is the very important piece of information, and this is for the policymaker, and government can use this kind of information to make new mitigation strategy so that the air quality can be improved. So these are the same things for Delhi, Mumbai. We have been giving the how to improve the air quality and to clean the air by controlling the sources at the ground and the different regions. So similar kind of studies we have been doing for the pan-India level. So this is the kind of three-dimensional map, special map, where we can see the Indo-Gangetic Plain or your Punjab, Haryana, where the crop residue burning is very intense. These are the regions where different kind of sectors are dominating. And here you can see the transport is one of the major source of air pollutant for the oxide of nitrogen, followed by your industrial and power sectors. So when you go for the different other kind of pollutant, the same relative contribution to same sector is keep on changing with the pollutants because it's at a different sources in terms of magnitudes. Okay, so these are the very important piece of information. You can see the southern part and the western part of the India, which is more industrialized as compared to the eastern and central India. So there is more kind of air pollution load in this particular region. So people living in this particular region are more susceptible to different kind of disease as compared to the central and the eastern regions. So recently, this kind of information is very important, which is being linked with the COVID pandemic, because you know that there are many studies which are confined over Europe or America that the industrial zones are more experiencing the COVID positive cases. So there is no such studies which confine that in India also the industrial zones or kind of more populated, more fossil fuel combustion based zones are experiencing more positive cases. So we did first of its kind of studies in 2021 by our own emission inventory, and we collected the air quality data over the 16 city and the reported COVID cases as per the government records. And what we found that in India also, the industrial regions or any city where the fossil fuel based combustion is very intense, especially due to vehicular activity or industrial activity, that will lead to more complete combustion, will generate more small kinds of dust, and which is very easy to float in the air, and that will be act like a medium to transmit your COVID. Or even if, apart from that, if people is more exposure to this kind of air pollutants for a prolonged time, that will lead to mean kind of weaken your upper respiratory disease. So it is very good agreement we are getting that the western part or some part of the Indo-Gangetic plain and the southern part, where the more positive cases of kind of scientific evidence established over Indian geographic regions. And you can see the fossil fuel is the main cause for this kind of problems. So similarly, when you go for the pan-India studies and what is the life expectancy decrease because of outdoor air pollution or the indoor air pollution, so we found that if you compare with the WHO standards, the life expectancy is likely to be reduced by 4 years per person during a whole life year because of pollution load. But if you compare with the Indian standards, it's coming around 3.5 or 3 years per a human person. So this is a completely better. But we have to think about the how to improve the air pollution so that the life expectancy can be improved, because this is a major concern over the South Asian countries. So some of the basic important issues in India that are experiencing that are transport related problem, because and the road wind-blown roads. If you improve the road conditions by reducing the silt loading on the road, and if you disconnect the aging vehicle from the system, like recently the Delhi has initiated that more than 10 years vehicle has to be discarded from the Delhi. So similar policy has to be implemented across the India to reduce the transport related pollution, because it is seen that more than 15 years vehicles has contribution near about 35 to 40% of total transport emissions in India. Similarly, the wind-blown road, the two-wheelers, the small vehicles fly in the especially in the rural area, is more responsible. Similarly, the waste burning and the waste burning and energy to waste, that is again is a major problem in India, which is more dominating in India. So this kind of data are very important. Why I'm telling, because when you talk about the national cleaner, I mean cleaner program, that is something relevant with our Swachha Bharat Abhiyan. We have to clean the air because our air is getting polluted with time because of our lifestyle, because of various regional factors. Like somewhere it is more industrial activity, somewhere it's more transport activity. So if you identify the real cause and real problem in particular region, then we can improve the air quality. And in order to improve, we need to have an emission inventory, and which is the best important and a vital kind of mitigating tool for the policymaker, and which is also important for the scientific community. And I believe that this kind of information will be helpful and kind of message to the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, which is a part of our national programs. Thank you so much. And this is the kind of piece of information that we do cover by our social media or print media, because this is most nowadays people are more interested about the air pollution episode, and whenever we have some kind of information, it is always been covered by the different print media. So this is the kind of task we have been doing for last 2 decades. But I will be happy to take your questions, any questions relevant to air pollution issue in India. Please feel free to ask any kind of questions.
Thank you very much, sir, for your elaborating about the air pollution. Now it is a part and parcel of the life. Every city has facing this kind of problem. Sir has rightly said, in world, Delhi is the highest air polluted cities in our country. Rightly sir has told about what the vehicle you are using and different forms how the air is going to pollute. So you have to take care of that, because this is very essential thing. Now the climate is going to change. Now how much, because now how the things is rapidly changing. Now see, now it's a kind of month of October. Still you are using air conditioner. Now without air conditioner, it's very difficult to stay. So it's like a part and parcel of our life. So thank you very much once again, sir. So now I open the session for the students. If any query, any doubt, any clarification to sir, you can put for your question one by one.
Good evening, sir. Sir, my question is
Yes.
that how the food vendors are affecting the environment, especially to the air pollution.
See, vending activity is very common in India, and 30 to 40% vending are related to cooking. All kind of street vendors who sell samosa or kind of fast food. These are very common in India, or any kind of tandoor activity. And it is seen that, especially in Delhi, 1 lakh street vendors are there. So 1 lakh street vendors, they are using some kind of fuel because they do not have some kind of proper LPG connection or cleaner air connections. That lead to they use go for some kind of coal burning, or sometimes they use some kind of wood activity, because now this tandoor activity is very common. Even the butta means you can corn burning, that you burn the corn. That's very common in India. So that needs some kind of coal activity, even your bakery. So this requires some kind of coal activities. So that lead to air pollutions, then because this is incomplete combustions. When you burn the same coal in the complete combustion, that lead to less pollution. But when you use this same coal in openly, and that lead to incomplete combustion, will lead to more air pollutions. Okay, and this is a very common practice in India. We believe that near about 1 crore, I think 1 crore people are depending on street vendings.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, what are the real impact of stubble burning in the Haryana and the Punjab, and what should the measures can be taken to mitigate this?
Yes, very good questions. See, because Punjab, Haryana, the crop residue burning is a very burning issue, and because that is the western northern part of the India, and because of meteorological condition, that air pollutant is transmitted to air via air to the Delhi and near adjacent some part of the upper Uttar Pradesh regions. So Delhi air pollution is relatively getting near about 20 to 30% load from the crop residue burning during the winter time. But this is a very common problem in not only in Punjab but across the India, because farmer wanted to get rid of this residue issue, because they wanted to go for the next topping, and in order to get rid of this problem, they feel that to burn the crop is the real, it's a kind of very traditionally it has been carried out, and this is the very easiest way. But if government can provide some kind of subsidy to convert this kind of residue into some other form of end use product, like recently the Punjab government, they've been giving and using this kind of crop residue in power plants. In power plant, they are blending this kind 10% of fuel, crop residue being blend along with the coal in power plants. So this is a kind of good initiative. Still, it has been many farmers, they do not have this kind of government benefits, and so they still burn, and that is a real problem. And giving some kind of other benefits, like to convert this kind of residue into waste, or some kind of compost, is another big kind of big initiative that need huge fundings, which is limitations by the different governments.
Thank you, sir.
Any more question?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Huh.
Please speak.
Sir, the question is the same question is that the stub burning, that is Haryana in Punjab also. If we apply some chemicals, or by again we tilting the land, can we mitigate this problem?
Yeah, you are right. Actually, this is not a permanent solutions, because again that lead to some other kind of environmental issues. definitely. And this is not that cost effective also. That is again big challenge. Government cannot afford. So it's a, if it's a particular small region, then it could be possible, but it's not that kind of cost effective. Yes, we had some kind of studies. If you do some kind of shifting of cultivation harvesting time, then there is chance that there is a change in meteorological conditions that lead to kind of disperse of this air pollution. We have a kind of studies that if you shift this kind of harvesting by 10 to 15 days, that lead to reduce the impact of this kind of crop residue over Delhi. So there is some kind of we have studies. So there is others kind of initiative like need to be look into this kind of mechanism, whether we can convert this kind of residue to some kind of cattle food. So that is again kind of alternative we have to see. So that is a big challenge. But as I said, there are limitations, and this is not cost effective. That is a big challenge.
Sir, basically in Odisha, before the sown of the seed, basically the farmer till the land and the stock that has left behind will be treated as a treated as a herbicides. So this process why cannot is used in Haryana and Punjab?
No, because they are going because you are knowing that in Odisha, generally we go for the single cropping, but in Punjab, Haryana they go for two and third, second or third. So they are very quick. They are very smart enough that somehow we have to get rid of this problem as soon as possible so that we can go for the next. Because so this is the real problem, especially over the Punjab, because they go for the double cropping. Okay, double triple in a year. So that is a kind of regional problems. Okay, but in Odisha,
Okay.
generally we go for the single cropping in a year. That is because we do not produce much.
Okay. Sir, till today, the in countryside, that is in village areas, in spite of LPG connection, the peoples also use cow dung or wood for as
Yes.
fuel. So, and because they are not above the line of economy, they can afford LPG per month. That's why they are using the cow dung and the wood for their fuels. So, this process, how can we tackle this problem? It is also
See,
create air pollution.
definitely, especially indoor air pollution in the rural area is a big problem. And basically, we have seen that many diseases that is being more confined in the rural area because because as you know that in the rural area the proper ventilation is lacking, and that lead to aggravate the indoor air pollution. And as you said that since government has to give some kind of subsidized LPG because they cannot afford. So, but if you look into the trend of LPG penetration in last 3 decades, last 30 years, it has increased by 15 to 16 fold. So, government LPG penetration is very high and very rapid. And nowadays also the LPG, the per capita LPG household say is very improved significantly in last 1 decades. So it's a good sign. I agree with you that still there are many households they do not have access, but it has improved significantly over the time.
Okay. So also in like in Joda Bolbil areas, that is in Keonjhar, also in mines area or stone crusher areas,
Yes,
also
yes,
the air quality is
yes.
reduces due to this the crusher. So how
Yeah,
can you tackle this one?
yeah, of course. I mean, like in last couple of years, there are many crushers nearby Khurda area that has been shifted or that has been stopped, that has been closed. So this is again is a regional problems. So again, many cities, many local remote area, there are very various kind of crushers or mining activity that lead to also different kind of. But we cannot stop the mining activity. That is also because this is also linked with the livelihood with many thousands of people. If you stop the power plants, so this is again is kind of disasters. We cannot control. I mean, because we highly depend on the energy. Because the energy, India is energy efficient, need more energy for different industrial activity. So again, it's always linked with the livelihood of various number people and the industrial activity. So we cannot take very extreme steps so quickly. So that's again a constraint with the government.
Okay,
Thank
sir.
you.
And
Sir,
in this, Okay, thank you, sir.
Sir,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you
sir,
very much.
namaste.
I
Sir,
think
respected sir,
any more
sir,
questions?
I have question.
Okay.
Sir, presently, numbers of biodiversity has been replaced by areca palm tree and other slow palm tree. And it has been said that areca palm releasing more oxygen. So it should be planted as a indoor plant. Is it true that is there any scientific reason that areca palm and palm variety are more are releasing or liberating more oxygen than other kinds of our traditional plants? It is a mass problem for every office, schools, that all the biodiversity, age old trees are being replaced by areca palm. Monoculture is going on. Biodiversity is mane, losing their existence. Yeah, Is it true that
I fully agree with you, sir. There are many trees which produce more oxygen. Like we do puja to this um, people and bargach. These are the trees which produce more oxygen, and they are more environment friendly. So that is the reason we
hypus
worship.
religiosa?
Yes, so that's the reason we worship this kind of trees to protect them. This has been doing. We have been our traditionally old people are been doing these practices, and we have been doing also to save this kind of tree because these are more environmental friendly. So of course there are many plants there are which can improve the oxygen level in the atmosphere, and we identify such kind of tree which is more beneficial because I am not from the biological backgrounds, so I have no idea about which kind of tree, but I have little idea about the couple of trees which has some kind of significant impact in terms of releasing more oxygen into the atmosphere. So these are good impacts. Okay, definitely some kind of tree will definitely help to improve the air quality.
So thank you very much, sir, for your
Yes.
elaborating all the queries our students have. And before closing our things, I request my colleague, Dr. PK Jena, to tender a vote of thanks. Over to Jena, sir, please.
Good afternoon to everybody. Honorable Senior Regional Director, Sir, Dr. S.K. Tripathi, respected Resource Person, Dr. Saroj Kumar Sahu, respected Deputy Directors, Dr. S.K. Panigrahi and Dr. B.C. Nanda, sir, respected other dignitaries, my dear colleagues and friends. No doubt, this is the last event, vote of thanks. So I feel fortunate to provide this vote of thanks to all of you. So no doubt, this was a very good webinar. We have received a very good resource person, and he has deliberated the speech very nicely. Most of the learners they interacted, so we feel very happy for the interaction. So first of all, I would like to thank our senior regional director, Dr. S.K. Tripathi sir, for this great initiative, because due to his guidance and initiative, this program could be successfully conducted. This was his idea. Due to his idea, due to his idea and guidance, we all of the officers tried to coordinate this meeting. And anyway, this meeting